All right, guys, so this is my '05 V6. All right, guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. So today's video, I've done something similar, but I wanted to make this a more broad video. Typically, I always talk about specifically the Mustangs, really mainly the '05 to '09s, but I want to just make a generalized video talking about V6 Mustangs. Do they suck? Let's face it, if you're on social media, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, whatever, even TikTok, you guys have all seen V6 Mustangs suck, blah, 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 and everyone bashes them, right? Now, we gotta really reflect on, do they suck? And it's kind of an easy answer. No, they don't suck. What really sucks is the people that buy them and have unrealistic expectations and then bash them, or people that hop straight into a GT, feel entitled, and then talk down to people that have the V6 without them ever owning one. You guys, I'm sure probably know people that have had a V6, went to a GT. They don't typically talk bad about the V6. Now, granted, it depends on what your expectations are. Now, so many people, for example, me, I got a V6 Mustang when I was 18. It was the first car I ever bought. I didn't know much about them. I didn't know the difference between the V6 and the GT, or for those that don't know, that's the V8. I didn't know. I just wanted a Mustang because I thought it was cool. And let's face it, I didn't know the difference at the time. Now, knowing the differences now, yeah, it's a little bit different. But guys, a lot of people that buy V6s don't know about the V8s, nor do they give a crap about them. Reason being, I was 18, I couldn't afford GT, insurance at that time. There's no way. Gas prices, especially nowadays, outrageous. So there's a lot of pluses to owning a V6. Now, granted, if you're going for a performance build, no, this is not a good platform, at least in my opinion. Yes, everyone's going to chime in, oh, you can build the motor, you can do a turbo, this, that, and the other. Yes, any car with the right amount of money, you can definitely build and make it go fast. Now, yes, also people are going to chime in and say the 3.7. The 3.7's a totally different ball game in terms of like V6s, in my opinion. Anything prior to 2011 is not a platform that I would personally build, but a lot of people have, especially the 3.8s. The new Edge V6, a lot of people have made big power on those cars, but I just don't think it's the right platform for me personally. So when you see all these guys dogging V6 owners, it really depends on why. You have to look and think why. Now, there's tons of people that don't have the knowledge, like myself, but then you have the guys that don't have the knowledge and then run their mouth like their car's fast. Now, that's kind of where everything goes south, because then we get thrown into the stereotype that we're just like one person does this and then everyone's categorized as that. Now, these cars aren't fast, but they're quick. They're fun, light to light, guys. You can have fun. You're not going to get in huge amounts of trouble compared to, a newer Coyote. Those things are totally different ball games. I mean, a car like this is such a good beginner's car, which I'm going to do a whole video on that. But no, these cars are light, they're nimble, with a little bit of money. You can throw a tune, exhaust, suspension, and it's a fun car. Now, me personally, we're going to pull over. I'm going to show you guys the exterior of this car. I knew from the get-go, I just wanted this car to look good and sound good. Wasn't trying to break any land mile speed records in it, and I don't race, so I didn't need a V6, or I didn't need a GT. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, I also own an '03 Cobra, which is a supercharged V8. That car is about as raw as it gets, makes over 450 wheel. That thing is an absolute riot. That thing is kind of scary. It's just stiff. It's everything that this car is not. And I love both of them equally. They're totally different cars with totally different purposes, so it's very, very, very difficult to compare them, and it's kind of stupid to compare them. Now, if I had to pick a car to drive every day, this car all day long. This car, the V6, I love it, man. Now, would I go out of my way to build a V6 again? Probably not, just because I've already owned one, I've experienced it. I'll never bash it. I'll bash the owners that say stupid stuff, like, I'm gonna twin turbo and supercharge it, but you can't fault the car for that because the owner's stupid. These cars, they're good, they're reliable, they're cheap. Even in today's market, they're cheap, which is, you know, astounding. You can pick up one of these cars for easily under like 10 grand, and it's a good bang for the buck. Because let's face it, I'd much rather have a super clean V6 Mustang compared to a clapped out Civic with a fart box exhaust. I mean, come on, guys. It's not a hard decision, and you can make the V6 sound good. Now, I'm not a huge fan of like the people running around throwing muffler deletes and doing all this crazy extra nonsense. Like, nah, just get a nice axle back and just enjoy the car. Don't try to race it. And if that's your agenda, then hey, by all means do you, but you're probably going to be disappointed when you start challenging some of the bigger boys with the V8s. Now, enough of me talking about the performance and all that. We're gonna hop on. I'm gonna show you guys my car if you haven't seen any of my prior videos, because this thing is a looker and my bias to you maybe a little bit, but let's go do that. All right, guys, so this is my 05 V6. Now, guys, you can't tell, don't deny it. It's a good looking car, and for me, this was always the dream. I wanted something reliable, cheap, looked good, and got attention. And attention in the right ways. To me, a car that looks good, sounds good, that's the right attention. If you're going out of your way to be as just obnoxious as possible, to me, that's not the move. Now, don't get me wrong, in terms of obnoxious, this hood is very obnoxious. I should have went with the smaller one, but it is what it is. But I like it. I don't drive this thing like a moron, and I feel like that's the way to own a V6. To enjoy it for what it is, to not be an idiot. I mean, to the untrained eye, a lot of people think this is a GT. Really, the only dead giveaway is the fact that it doesn't have the dual exhaust, which is going to happen sooner than later. But it is a great looking car. And because I don't follow a lot of stereotypes that a lot of V6 Mustang owners do, I get no hate on this car. Really, if it wasn't for the hood, I don't think I'd hear anything negative about this car. Not to mention, I try to keep it clean. It's super disgusting right now because this car does live outside, and we had a crazy storm 2 nights ago, and I haven't washed it yet. But to me, this is like the perfect way to do a V6, and it doesn't suck. Now, you can boost this car, you can go crazy suspension and whatnot, but then you're getting into a money game where you can really buy a GT and do the same thing and get a lot more bang for the buck. So yeah, guys, that's my 2 cents on do V6 Mustangs suck? Absolutely not. And this goes for really all V6 cars. You know, whether it be Challengers, Chargers, Camaros, anything like that, they don't suck as long as you have realistic expectations. If you're trying to go for an all-out power build, they're not the right platform, in my opinion. Can you make them fast? Yes. But I really think that if you're going to go down that route, definitely save up for the V8 counterpart and then start modding those. Now, if you just want a clean daily that looks really nice and you can enjoy it, doesn't cost you a ton of money, insurance is cheaper, and it gets better gas mileage, V6 all day, man. Enjoy it, make it look good, make it sound good, and just enjoy it. Just don't drive like an idiot, because then, or spew out dumb stuff, because then you make us all look stupid. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you agree, drop a like button. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear some input. I've owned this car for almost over 8 years now. And that's just what I've gathered over the years of being in the V8 community with the Cobra and then the V6 community. I've seen both sides. I understand both sides, but no, V6 Mustangs, there's always a place for them. They're great. And I can't really say enough good things about them. If you guys haven't seen, you know, I make way more content with the V6 than I do with the V8, because the V6 community, honestly, is way less toxic. With the V8 guys, all they do is it's just toxic masculinity. It's just who has more horsepower, this, that, and the other. It's like, nah, dude. V6 owners, they enjoy these cars because it's what they could afford, and it's, for most of them, really what they wanted. They just wanted a cool looking car, and they got it. So yeah, guys, I could ramble on forever about this topic. If you want me to go more in depth, I can definitely do that, and I could pull up some like funny comments from the groups and whatnot. But if you enjoyed, smash that like button. It helps out the channel a ton. Can't stress enough. We're getting close to 1,200 subs. So yeah, guys, without further ado, I will catch y'all in the next upload. It's going up Friday, and it's gonna be a banger. So peace out, guys, and have a good one.